I mean, have you ever thought about why people like to go to Turkey? I mean, in terms of going there to buy clothes, to buy shoes and bags, makeup, and plastic surgeries, I mean, body enhancement. You're about to find out.
I'm drunk, you're not. Faded on another level, about to leave the spot. Ripping shit down off the walls in the party, but I'm in the back posted, so nobody really noticed live. I don't know how.
Turkey is a multicultural, country. It's seated between Europe and Asia. So sometimes when people ask me where is Turkey located, sometimes myself I don't even know how to answer that question. Oh, kind of crazy thing, you know. But hey guys, it's seated both on the Asian side and the European side of the world, I guess. So yeah. So before I will delve into this topic, like I said, topic today is about cost of living in Turkey. I mean, in general in Turkey. So I'd like to start by saying that the prices usually, you know how prices are, you know, they always change, so it's not always going to be the same. But I'll try to make it more logical for anybody to actually relate to the prices, because everything changes each and every day. There's different prices in the market and all that. So yeah, let's get into it. I would like to say that Turkey is divided into two. I mean, especially in Istanbul, they have the Asian side and the European side. I will speak mainly about the Asian side because that's where I used to live, so I'm going to talk a lot about that. In fact, I'm going to emphasize a lot on that area because I know much about that area compared to the European side. So like you all know, I'm an English teacher in Turkey. So my school was in the Pendik. Pendik is like 30 minutes from the Kadıköy. Kadıköy is like the big hub for the Asian side. I mean, anybody who lives we all come there to party and club and go back to our various homes, you know. On the weekends. So Taksim being the center of the European side, you know. So it's likewise in the Asian side, we have Kadıköy as the city center. That's where you find all the A-list. That's where you find all the fancy boutiques and shops, you know. So I'd like to start by saying that we're going to talk. First thing we're going to talk about, these are some of the tips that you just have to say that the cost of living in Turkey, it could be expensive, it could be cheap if you want it to be, depending on your lifestyle. So like I said earlier on, the Asian side is more cheaper. I mean, it's affordable, that's the word. It's more affordable compared to the European side. For example, let's start talking about like cost of renting. I'm a very, very organized person. I like to have my stuff where they are and everything like that, you know. So for me, living alone was not an option for me because I am used to living alone. Most of the times I love I'm that type. I like my things to be organized, you know. And I chose the Asian side not because I wanted to live in the Asian side, because I was teaching English there and also my school was there, so it makes sense that I live in the Asian side. Got a place. First of all, I love people. I mean, I'm a very, if you know me very well, I'm very, very extrovert. I love to chill with people, socialize with people. But you know, when you love somebody so much, I'm talking about roommate. You know, like I don't like to question, you know. I don't like to question people. Hey, you have to wash your plate, you have to do this, you have to do that. I have a problem with that, you know. I don't know how to, because common sense tells me that after eating you have to clear the plate, you have to clean your cups and all that. And I can't relate a lot with a lot of roommates because unfortunately for me, all my roommates that I lived with, they don't like, it's either they wash their plate later, and I don't like to be questioning people. Why do you leave your stuff around, you know? That is me, you know. So I chose to live in the studio so that I wouldn't have any confrontation with my friends and all that. So when I went to Pendik, I started looking for rooms to live there. In fact, I actually got roommates. Everything was fine, but it wasn't really my style, you know. I wanted to live I don't mind living in a small place. I won't have a problem. I remember living in 3-bedrooms apartment in the Asian side, paying around 5 lira back then, because it was in the Asian side, and it's like I said, it's like 30 minutes away from the Kadıköy, so it's pretty cheap, okay? But now it has changed. I think now it's like double or something like that. So yes, we're paying very little over there. And the utility bills, we split it among our circle. We're 3 people. Like I was saying earlier on, for the rent, one thing I love about Turkey, especially on the Asian side, they have a lot of studios, and I love to stay in studio, you know, because it's okay for me, and most of the studios are full. There's a place called Kutkoy. They have a lot of studios, and it's next to the airport, so everything about them is very, very classy, you know. I love it. It was a very quiet place and it wasn't expensive, but just like it was far from Kadıköy, like 1 hour journey, I think, by bus. Yeah. So guys, just do your research very well. And you know, number two, I'm going to talk about food. I always say this, look, if you want to make your life expensive, you can. If you want to make your life more moderate, you can. You understand? So for example, I wouldn't go to Migros or maybe Carrefour to buy expensive foreign stuff when I can get it in the local Turkey shops. You understand? So it all depends on you. So food, I remember I used to spend like 100 to 200 Turkish lira for food, because I am the type, I love to cook because I'm alone. So cooking was not really a big deal for me. Sometimes I love to eat leftovers. No shit, but I love to eat leftovers. So I wasn't always cooking, but I love to cook. Yeah. In fact, I can cook for myself. I can cook for people, you know. So that was it. So food also, if you're a person who loves to stay on the local side, you can always get it. And then in Turkey, most of them have their market days on like each day, you know, I mean each day in the week. My community, we had our market days on Wednesdays. So what I do is that usually on Wednesdays I have no school, so it was good for me, or somebody, if I have a school, my colleague or maybe my friend will just purchase some of the things that I want. If not, I'll just have to go to school. If there is a nearby place that's have the market day on that day, I have to go break time, I go, then I go and shop. That's how I was living my life. Also talking about food again, I mean, and also eating outside in Turkey is expensive. I mean, especially if you go to a fancy restaurant, it's going to be expensive, especially if you have this front view, you know, with a beach front and all that. It's expensive. So I mean, you can once in a while, you can treat yourself to a fancy food, I mean, eating out, but that shouldn't be your lifestyle. If, of course, if you really want to have a peaceful and then, I mean, a bills-free lifestyle in Turkey, avoid eating out. Avoid eating out. Yeah. Transportation. If you know Turkey very well, to me, I always say their transportation system is very, very good. I mean, if you ask me, it's very good because they have the train, they have the tram, they have the metro, they have the taxis and Uber and all that. I used to buy my subscription per month, and it was around, I remember, I pay like Turkish 100 liras for a month to just go and come. I mean, it was cheap for me because, like I said, I didn't even need transport to go to school because it was next to my school, except I didn't even need to buy that because everything was next to my school. And also usually if I need something after school, I just go to supermarket and I buy it and I just carry my bags and just go back home, you know. So the only place that I have to take a bus was when I was to have fun with my friends and in fact with my colleagues. That was the only time that I have to use the transportation system. And with the energy system in Turkey, in a central heating apartment, that is very good for you. The price doesn't really go high, you know, that like the energy consumption is okay. But whereby you don't have that in an apartment, that's where your energy prices start going higher. So always check out before you rent an apartment. And also, like I said, if you live in the European side, like if you live in Mecidieke, Şişli, Osman Bey, those areas are very expensive, you know. Those areas are very, like Beylikdüzü and all those areas, they're very expensive. But if you live in the Asian side, like Kadıköy, Qatar, Esenyurt, and Kaynaca and all those areas, they are okay, they are very cheap. So you can never compare the European side to the Asian side. The European side in general is very expensive, you know, to party there. I know people, I mean, for me, I don't mind, like I used to go there to party a lot there, but I only go on weekends. That is if we have to go for a birthday party or something, we all go there to chill and come back. But guess what? Even in Kadıköy, yeah? In Kadıköy, we have the same system there. In Kadıköy, you can actually party in Kadıköy because they have all the bars and the restaurants and everything there. Unless you really, really want to just go to Taksim, you know, then you have to cross the ferry or you have to take the bus to cross the Bosphorus to go to the European side. So, like I said, it all depends on you and how you want to live your life. Yeah, and I'm going to talk about the internet in Turkey. I mean, they have the Turkcell, the Vodafone, and I think I remember those two. Like I said, Wi-Fi. I mean, most of your TV subscriptions comes with the internet, so it's not really. It's like indirect payment. You pay, like you don't really feel it. But trust me, what I really felt was when I was paying my utility bills. Oh my god, in winter, when I pay my bills, I feel it because I'm like, yeah. Then I start remember like, I was in the shower for 20 minutes. You know, in winter it's very cold, you know. I always say Turkey is cold for me. It was very cold for me. I remember from September to all the way to March, it's very cold. A person coming from Africa is very cold for me. So I was always in the shower, you know. So, you know, it's very nice when you are taking the shower, you feel so good and it's steamy and all that. But when the bills come, you're like, you know, so that is Turkey for you. So please, what I do is that before I leave the house, I make sure that I turn off everything before I go to school. Like I turn off everything. Never forget that. I always turn off everything before I leave. Yeah. I want to talk about the last one before I leave. I want to talk about shopping, for clothes, shoes, and bags. There's a place called Aksaray. Okay? Aksaray. I mean, if you know Turkey, you know Aksaray, right? When you go there, you have all those. I don't want to use the word that they're inferior goods or something like fake goods or stuff. But look, their clothes are equally good and they are very okay. That's why I used to go there to buy my stuff. So you don't have to wear designer for you to make a statement. You can actually go there. I know people who actually leave Ghana or Africa, just go to Turkey just to buy those things and bring back to Africa and stock it in their boutiques and make it look like it's a brand. People do it. They have equally good stuff. I mean, and I don't think buying Turkish stuff is something bad. It's not. It's very good. Their clothes, the quality is very good because they make a lot of clothes. So, I mean, you guys should see me in Turkey. I was always looking fashionable and fabulous because I was always dressing. I always loved to dress when I was in Turkey. So yeah, guys, look around and don't stop buying from the CNA and then the what's it called? Like the expensive shorts. They're so expensive. Like stores are very, very expensive. Try it. Just go to the Aksaray. You get it very cheap there. Crystal 101. You go there and you get it very cheap over there. Yeah, guys. I was paying around somewhere between 1,000 to 2,000 Turkish lira in total for my utility bills, my food, and then my rent. So guys, we've come to the end of today's vlog. If in case I said something and you didn't get it, please leave your questions in the section below and I'm going to answer you guys. If you also have other suggestions you want to make based on my experience and my opinion, please don't hesitate. Leave also your comment and I'll reply you guys. And also to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and then like and share. You guys are going to keep saying this. God bless you all. And for the old ones, you know how we do it. It's your boy Crispin and Corona. I'll never stop saying that. Corona is still there. So guys, take care of yourselves. Okay, because now we don't know what is happening. Like literally, I just want 2020 to just go away. I don't like this year was like very sad for me, because there was no summer holidays, there was no summer, I couldn't even dress, I couldn't even dress. All my clothes are still in there, So I don't like this year. I'm sure you guys also don't love this year. So, but Turkey is a beautiful place. I mean, if you want to leave, like I said, all this I said was about Istanbul, okay? All this I said was all just for Istanbul. But if you want to experience, if you go to the Ankara, the Antalya, the Bursa, they also have their own, but it's more cheaper there. But Istanbul, trust me, it's expensive. It's expensive. Whatever you're paying the Asian side, in the European side is double of that. Like, just put that in your mind, okay? And it wouldn't make sense for me to live in the Asian side and work in the European side. Likewise, I wouldn't want to live in the European side and work in the Asian side. It wouldn't make sense. Look for a place that's closer to where you work and rent an apartment there. It actually saves a lot of cost and money. Guys, I love you. Take care. Bye, y'all. It's your boy Crispin. Bye.
I'm not a dummy, never drinking, never drive. So it's back to the party, man, I gotta get inside. I wreck shit, boy, I reckless. Trying to lead a party, I don't stress shit. Gather up my crew.